morning, folks. So today I saw that another brother of mine, moved into the phase of fatherhood, right? And the first thing I thought about, is that happiness that comes into your life, right? Like when you experience that for the first time, and it's not really explainable what goes on inside of us, man, in that moment, but it's also something that is constantly changing, right? Like it's something that grows. It's literally like a seed that you put in, and it just keeps growing if you water it correctly, right? And subsequently I thought about how important it is these days, and especially these days, that these parents that come together, these partners that come together and create a new life, right, are loving parents that put time and thought into raising that child, and that this is basically one of the most important tasks in this world, since we are in this situation that we are in right now because of a lack of leadership in the family unit. We are in this position in the world because we had a lot of trauma, one generation before us or two generations before us. And I'm not saying that there's no trauma happening across the globe or across the plane, but it is now is the time to change things up, right? And we can only focus on the next generation and change ourselves in the process, right? Like, I don't have much faith in this current generation that I'm in, or that my parents were in, but I'm very certain that we can do a lot of good if we take care of the next generation and we nurture it properly, and we focus on having kids that grow up in a loving environment, that get the attention, that get the guidance, that get the love, and that get the time of both of the parents, right? That's what the system, if you want to call it, perfectly created these last 50 years. These kids that grow up without their parents, because both parents have to be breadwinners, and both parents think this is the only way because we're taught it's the only way in school and in university and just by society itself. So we end up with children that are being taught stuff by people that they don't care about, that by people that I'd say 95% of the time don't really care about that child, and just from my own personal experience. And so that's what happens. We have these situations where it's just like a cycle, like a never-ending cycle that just perpetuates, and it only brings negativity and resentment and the focus on the wrong things in life, right? So I think it's crucial that both parents are present. I think it's crucial that there's guidance by both parents, and that there's proper masculine leadership in the family. So the feminine has a space to do her part, because it all starts with us men, right? If we are not in our place, and if we are not in our right place, then everything else doesn't work out, right? And so it is in that, if it doesn't align in that sense, then it's surely easier if you give away the child to external daycare or to external teachers and stuff like that all the time, right? Because it's the more suitable thing to do in that case. Nevertheless, I think times are changing. I think I'm very, very hopeful for this next generation. Just from my personal circles and the people I talk to on a regular basis, I see there's a lot of thought that goes into this, right? Maybe that's just my own bubble, could be, but I think there's change happening in that sense, and especially men start to understand how crucial it is that they work on themselves, and that it all translates into fatherhood and into the family unit, and how the next generation will be shaped or is being shaped. And so, yeah, I'm very grateful to witness these kind of things and these beautiful new families, right? It's always heartwarming to see that there's still love out there. If one makes a mistake and turns out that TV casting unit, then you'll be bombarded with all that negative stuff that's out there, and just don't do it. Switch that thing off. Don't even turn it on. I was lucky I never had a TV in my home as a child. My parents, they understood the problems with it, and so basically I grew up without a TV, and later on I also never had one. Actually, I had one for a couple years, but I didn't even have it plugged in because I didn't use it. So yeah, just be aware of what you let into your mind, right? Especially before bed, because people tend to go to bed with some movie on and stuff. It's that's a tough one. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it ever, but just make sure you're watching the right stuff. Because if you actually check Netflix and Prime and stuff, just look at it from a bird's eye view once in a while, and just analyze what's coming out, right? And what the topics are and the niches that are in these movies are in, and you'll see it's all violence, it's all low vibrational stuff. And then think about why that is and who benefits from that, and then you'll know why you probably shouldn't consume that kind of stuff on a daily basis. All right.